FPS, Flexible Packaging Solutions.
Connie, I will start with a memory of mine. In one of our first meetings, it was mentioned that you travel 4 to 5 years from Atlanta, US to Kenya per year, which is quite impressive and shows your dedication to this project. May I ask you, what inspired you to take your first trip to Kenya back in 2007?
Ever since I was younger, I always wanted to be in the tribal areas. I just wanted to work among the vulnerable populations. And so then I went to nursing school. I became a social worker. I worked in government and helped with nursing homes, and then had children. Life went on. And then I had the opportunity. I was asked to go to Kenya. I joined my daughter in South Africa. And on that trip, we also took a trip up to Kenya. So that was the first time that I was in Africa.
Okay, and let's say then you started to, like, you founded the Partners for Care. What were the first initiatives you had with this NGO?
You know, I had no idea that this NGO would grow to where it is. When we named it Partners for Care, we wanted to make sure of one thing, that all of the money that we collected and we raised would go to help in Kenya. We don't keep any funds here on the US side to pay our salaries. So we work pro bono. So that was one thing that we wanted to do. And we knew that if we wanted to have a big impact, we would need to work with partners. But I really had no idea the partners that we would have the blessing to be able to work with.
And what are the initiatives you see that are well accepted from the local communities there, that are the most needed currently?
You mean, so what we started doing is just to realize that we wanted to help a little, but then by bringing partners on, we can help a whole lot more. So we hired staff in Kenya who do the work. We have 35 staff in Kenya, and they are in the most vulnerable areas. They're way far north, just below Ethiopia, up there in that Marsabit area where people are still walking 4 hours for water. They're down in the Kilifi area, down on the coast, where they work with populations down there that live on islands that have absolutely no water source. And so they really are working with the most vulnerable population in the country.
Can you tell us what is the change we try to bring from one generation to another in Kenya with our WaterSafe program, and especially with our target to reach every school in the country?
Well, again, Partners for Care just has big goals. You know, we just don't want to, you know, there's that saying, either go big or go home. And so we just decided to go big. And so we want all the children in the schools in the country of Kenya to have access to safe water. It just, as a mom, as a nurse, as a public health, you know, loving public health, it starts with water. Water is one of the main problems of disease in the world, is water. So it starts with water. So we wanted to bring the water packs to the children in the schools, and we realized that one pack, you could give one pack to a person or one pack to a family, or you could put a pack in a school where there are 30 children in that classroom. And these packs last for 5 years. So do the multiplication on that. Think of the impact of just that one pack. And we tell people, for $10, what can you really do to change that many people's lives for $10? And we may think that just getting safe water is not such a big deal because we have it everywhere. We have access to water everywhere, and safe water. It's not anything we question. But little children in Kenya don't have access. You know, they're drinking water from a puddle that our children play in. That's their drinking water. And so by using the water packs, they're able to ensure that the water is safe. They have access to it. They don't have to leave the classroom to get it. They don't have to go to the river to get it. It's right there in the classroom.
Connie, I guess you've been many times in the classroom when people, or next to children, when they get the backpack and they drink water from it. Can you describe the energy and the emotions you have, or you see?
For here, we have drinking faucets, and we have drinking faucets in schools. And so we don't even think about it. We have running water in our homes. These children don't have running water. They don't have taps in their home, and they certainly don't have taps in the schools. So the water backpack has a tap on it. So not only is the water safe, but you can open the tap and the water comes out. And so when we do the training, the staff in Kenya do the training. We always train on anything that we're doing. So when they train on how to use the pack, how to properly use the pack, how to clean the pack using solar sanitation every week. And then when we put the water in the pack and then you open up that tap and the children just burst into applause and laughter because they haven't really ever seen that opportunity to have that kind of tap in their own, especially in their own space. So they all have their little cups. And then during the day, they're able to just go get a drink of water. So it's really exciting to see the impact and how much they appreciate it. We follow up on everything we do in Kenya. The staff follow up, so they go back and they find that, like, they did a study and they found like 96% compliance of correctly using the pack. And we don't get that kind of compliance with most things that we're trying to teach related to health. But they're so appreciative and love having safe water. And we also believe that when the children drink safe water, as they grow older, they will demand and want to have safe water for their families and as they grow. So we think we know we're changing the way that young children think about having opportunity for safe water.
So you're taking measures for the future. You help them improve the country in the future. So Connie, what are the main challenges you are facing in this project on the ground with Partners for Care?
There's only one challenge that we really have, Paris, and that's just the funding for the packs. If we had enough packs, we have the staff on the ground, we have the commitment from the education ministry there in Kenya, we have the commitment from the Ministry of Health, we have all the schools that want them. So the only main challenge is just getting enough packs. If we had all the packs, we could deliver those packs in the next 3 months. We could have packs in all the schools in the country of Kenya. There's no resistance to the pack. And some people will ask, well, why don't they just buy them themselves? I tell people this way, they're a developing nation. They are trying to develop, just like many years we weren't developed. Many years ago, Europe wasn't developed. And so they're in the process of developing. So they have $1. And what are they going to do with that $1? They have to do their roads. They don't even have computers in these schools. So when they look at the $1, how are they going to spend that $1? They've got malaria. They're trying to get bed nets to cover the children so they don't die from malaria. So there's a lot of needs. So if we just come alongside them just for a while to be able to help them as they're developing, and it's an easy way to help people, just $10 a pack. We put it in a classroom, impacts 30 children over the time of 5 years. And so that's the only challenge that we have. We have no other challenge as far as this the pack.
Right, and this is our message to our colleagues in FPS that we need to accelerate our efforts to positively impact lives through the WaterSafe project. But you bring a very significant topic, Connie, that we don't only help people to drink safe water, but through that, we improve their country, their economy, because all these waterborne diseases, they cost in their healthcare systems. They cost them a lot of money in the end, right?
Absolutely. And water is the highest cost of healthcare in the world. If you can solve the issue of water, and that people don't have waterborne diseases, and that it impacts on children. They'll be 25% below their birth weight when they're drinking dirty water. You don't have to be a public health official to know that if you drink mud water, it's not going to be healthy. So they're undernourished. It impacts them on many ways. Many of them are sick. They have to miss school. They have to go get health care. They have to access in order to get treatment. And so if you can save that money, that's what I always tell people. If you can save that money, then you can use it for things like getting computers and building the roads and building more of their infrastructure and help the country to be able to develop faster if we just come alongside of them.
Great. Thank you, Con, for this short interview. Last question is, after 17 years there in Kenya helping with Partners for Care, what is the most rewarding part of your work?
Truly the most rewarding. Of course, I love to be on the ground. I love to give out the packs. I love to help the little children. I love to do that. But as I step back, the most rewarding to me is to watch the 35 staff there in Kenya, is to watch how they've grown as leaders over these 17 years. Many of them have been with us from the very beginning, and to watch them take their leadership role and to watch them help their own people, their own vulnerable people, and to watch the passion that they have. We just need to put the tools in their hands, and they're out reaching what we call the last mile. It's hard to get to that last mile, but we have staff there in that last mile. And so that's what really gives me satisfaction is every morning I wake up, I know that they're on the ground and they're helping the most vulnerable people there in Kenya.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Connie, to you and your team in Kenya. You are our most valuable partners to reach 30 million lives by 2030, which is our goal.
And we thank FPS. Everybody in Kenya knows FPS, and everybody talks about it and is grateful to FPS and the role that they have played in helping us to get safe water to all the children in schools in Kenya.
That's such a great thing. Thank you very much, Connie.